Should Stipe Miocic be worried after watching Jon Jones' recent Instagram posts? The UFC heavyweight champion recently posted videos of his link-up with the most formidable grappler in the world, Gordon Ryan. The two first went to a shooting range. The GOATs then tested each other's skills on the mat, with both having some moments. The footage has fight fans speculating that former UFC heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic will get smothered when he locks horns with Jones at UFC 295. One person reacted to Jones' Instagram post by saying, "Yeah, good luck, Stipe Miocic." Another one said, "Stipe is f***ed." A third user said, "Yeah, Stipe's not winning this one." Moving on, Michael Chandler has responded to Conor McGregor's claim that the UFC doesn't want the former Bellator champion to fight him. But before we dive deeper into that story, please subscribe to Takedown MMA and turn on those notifications. Thank you. Will Conor McGregor fight Michael Chandler? McGregor and Chandler were supposed to lock horns by the end of The Ultimate Fighter Season 31, but the Irishman doesn't seem interested in a fight against the Bellator lightweight champion, although he said that he wouldn't say no if the UFC came calling. Here's what Conor had to say when a fan asked him about the matchup, and I quote, "I'll do it if the UFC wants it, no problem. I don't think they want him no more, though. There are loads of juicy fights around my return date. I never gave a about who it was, ever. I'll fight anyone. I'll even fly them to me. Ask Pauli Malignaggi. Flown in and bet around." Michael Chandler doesn't care about McGregor's gibberish anymore. Quote, "This dude. I remember when his words held an immense amount of weight. Just tell the truth." Should the fight happen, here's how Chandler thinks it'd play out. Quote, "Second round KO. Break his will in the first, finish in the second." McGregor would ideally like a trilogy with Nate Diaz. And in a recent tweet, which was later deleted, he slammed the Stockton native for his performance in his boxing debut against Jake Paul on August 5th, when Diaz lost by decision. Here's what McGregor said, and I quote, "Me watching that garbage last night. What the piss and in the ring." Bisping thinks the Irishman is absolutely right in his attempt to try and get under Diaz's skin.
Nate Diaz didn't deliver, let everyone down. I'm just going to start off by saying this. I know I said Diaz was going to kick Jake's ass, okay? I said that, I did a couple of videos on it, I made predictions, but I knew it wasn't going to happen. And that's not me trying to cover my own back because I got a prediction wrong, it's me being honest. Conor's throwing a little bit of shade at Nate Diaz, probably because he wants him to come back to the UFC, because that would be a good fight for both men. It would be a massive blockbuster, it would do tremendous pay-per-view sales, and they've kind of got unfinished business anyway.
Diaz and Paul are down to a rematch in a cage fight, but Diaz recently said that he wouldn't rule out a possible return to the UFC. The Stockton native and the Irishman are 1-all, so a trilogy between the two would be massive, as Bisping says. Jake Paul or Conor McGregor? Who do you think Nate Diaz should fight next? Cory Sandhagen has told Henry Cejudo to work his way to a title shot because he's not in the picture for now. Sandhagen used his improved wrestling skill set to churn out a dominant decision victory against Rob Font at UFC Nashville. But many in the MMA community, including Cejudo, weren't impressed. Here's what Cejudo tweeted, quote, "Thank you, Cory Sandhagen. After that dud of a performance, it's me versus Merab Dvalishvili for the next shot at that bantamweight strap." When Sandhagen was asked about Cejudo's tweet, he clapped back by saying that Triple C has already had his shot, and he failed. Now, he needs at least 2 to 3 big wins to jump back into title contention.
Oh, I didn't know that he said that. I don't know, man. I kind of figured all of, everyone else that has to make, their arguments for fighting for the belt next. I kind of figured that they'd attack, the situation, but the situation is what it is. I did my best, like I said. I'm 50-45, one of the best guys in the world who, on 2.5 weeks notice, I had to change an entire strategy, not a guy at all that I was getting ready for. And, Henry can say what he wants, but he was granted a golden gift by even getting the title shot initially anyways. And he lost. So, you're 1 or 2 fights behind now.
So, Does Cory Sandhagen deserve to fight the winner of Sean O'Malley versus Aljamain Sterling, which is scheduled to take place in less than a fortnight at UFC 292? Sandhagen, who was choked out by Sterling in less than 2 minutes at UFC 250, is currently riding an impressive 3-fight winning streak and deserves to fight for the title, regardless of his so-called boring performance. Should Sterling get past O'Malley, he wouldn't mind a rematch with Sandhagen, although he thinks the result would be the same, despite Sandhagen's improvements.
Now people are saying the rematch is going to be different. Guys, there's not much different that I could say will happen in the rematch, other than it might go a little bit longer. Because I haven't seen the growth from the top position. And let me be fair, I know he hurt his tricep, as what he said, he possibly tore it. He had positions where he could have capitalized and done a lot of cool things with the dominant positions that he had, and he just kind of chose to stay on top and just coast his way to the finish.
Do you agree with Aljamain Sterling? Coming off a successful outing at WWE SummerSlam, Logan Paul will return to the boxing ring to face BJJ ace and Conor McGregor's right-hand man, Dillon Danis, in October. Unlike his younger brother Jake, Logan hasn't garnered much success in professional boxing, as he has only competed once in 2019, losing to fellow YouTuber KSI by split decision. He also has an amateur fight and an exhibition against Floyd Mayweather on his resume, so he has a fair bit of experience. But a boxing match against a grappler sounds winnable. Here's what Paul said in his announcement, and I quote, "On October 14, I return to boxing after fighting Floyd Mayweather over 2 years ago in an exhibition. I doubt this little parasite Dillon Danis will show up, but if he does, I'm going to erase him from existence." Here's how Danis responded, quote, "On October 14, I'll be gracing the boxing ring for my debut. I gotta show up because the Paul sisters have a phobia when it comes to actual combat. Conor McGregor is pumped for his buddy." Danis doesn't like the Pauls, especially because the younger one, Jake, has beaten every MMA fighter he's faced. It'd be funny if Danis, of all people, manages to become the first MMA fighter to hand the Paul family a loss in boxing. "I'll save MMA," Danis said in reaction to Paul beating Diaz. "The Pauls," he said in another. "Jake Paul is complete Danis concluded. The BJJ ace also has a problem with Ariel Helwani apparently bashing his name. Quote, "Every interview I've seen recently of Ariel Helwani bashing my name. Don't forget, you're a four-eyed nerd bitch who has been butthurt since I said facts to your face and gave you the most views you had all year. You live close to me, mate. If I see you on the street, I'm lodging that big-ass nose back into your skull." Who do you think will win the upcoming boxing match between Logan Paul and Dillon Danis? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. To stay up to date with the latest happenings in the world of mixed martial arts and boxing, please subscribe to Takedown MMA and turn on those notifications. Thank you for your continued love and support, and we'll see you in the next one.